Hello, and welcome back to another episode of L0rd B00my's Music Reviews. I am L0rd B00my, and today we're going to be taking a look at WhiteTeeChillin's Superman of My City. Before we get started with the old review, I do want to mention that I did still have that poll up for about the past week, asking you guys whether or not you wanted me to split these videos into longer ones or not. I think what I'm going to do about that is if they end up running over like 30 minutes in length after I'm done editing them, I will just split them into the two videos, and then you'll probably get two uploads instead of one. Not immediately. It'd probably be like, the previous week you get the first half, and then the next week you get the other half. Regardless, though, I am going to try to be a bit faster and try to chop these up a bit better so that I can get these more condensed videos. So just hang in there as I learn how to video edit and just handle my software in general. But anyways, as I said before, we are going to be looking at WhiteTeeChillin's 2021 album Superman of My City, and the old review reads as follows. It's not a bad album overall. It has extremely subtle and smooth progression, with the exception of Fuck Some Shit Up. I feel like it could have been placed before or after Make 'Em Mad 2. The vocals have this Soulja Boy / 2013 2 Chainz vibe to them, and the machine gun flows are nice and demonstrate good breath control. However, certain songs don't necessarily hold up in my opinion. On the Road and Losers both feel as if they drag on a bit much, which there's nothing wrong with making a long song, but it's just that when every song on the album is 3 to 4 minutes long, you're bound to have a few tracks that feel a bit sluggish. That being said, songs like Bags and Make 'Em Mad 2 were really done well. They give the album this much needed touch of pizzazz that is the auto-tuned ad-libs. Fantastic beats as well. WhiteTee has been posting / promoting this for a while now, and it's clear why. I do believe that everyone will like a few tracks on this album, but I think the consensus for the album itself will be somewhat mixed. Most of the tracks would have done better as singles because of how long they are. I hope WhiteTee continues to do what he does, because this is pretty good for what seems to be his second monetized album. And I'm always happy to be supportive of another creative from Tennessee. Rating 7 out of 10. And WhiteTee is another musician like myself based out of Tennessee. I believe he's from Nashville. And to my knowledge, I follow him on Facebook and everything. He's like one of my friends on my personal profile. And to my knowledge, I think he does shows in Nashville, and he does do a lot of promoting, even through his main Facebook. So the dude is always on a grind to a certain extent with music. You heard all that. I did have some favorites. There was Wherever I Go, Bags, and Make 'Em Mad. I did mention them in the review. This is kind of where things did kind of smooth out for me a bit more. And I was kind of able to talk about everything I wanted to with this album. So I don't really know what all I'm going to add to this, but we're going to listen to it again because I would like to give it another chance and maybe even get it up to an 8 or a 9 or something. Who knows? Maybe I underestimated this when I first listened to it. So we will go ahead and jump into the first song and see how it goes. First song is Wherever I Go.
Yeah, hey, YBM. Y'all know what time it is, man. All in. Y'all know who I am. That right? And y'all know what this is, right? I'm quiet cause niggas too noisy. Talking but cannot afford it. See me, I'm just chasing my fortune. I need me a foreign on forges. But a bitch that ain't bad, she gorgeous. She run up the bag, enormous. You sucker niggas, we ignoring. We don't fuck with niggas, we ain't going. Might pull up on you while you snoring. You scary ass niggas so boring. Stop running, don't try to avoid me. See, my every move is important. I make a choice, I never force it. I don't look for niggas, I just catch up with you when I'm ready, nigga. Do you want it? It don't matter, nigga, cause I'm coming. I've been with the shit since a youngin'. I remember them nights I was hungry. Niggas laughing like it's funny. Look at me now, I be all in. My phone ringing, the money calling. Yeah, I be with it no matter regardless. I'm a street nigga and I'm an artist. Play with me and it's dearly departed. I'm with it wherever I go. I'm with it wherever I go. I'm with it wherever I go. These niggas, they already know. I'm with it wherever I go. I'm with it wherever I go. I'm with it wherever I go. These niggas, they already know. Yeah, I pull up on you, what you doing? I pull up on you while you snoozing. I pull up on you with my shooters. I pull up on you, come straight to you, yeah.
Pretty solid start to it, I'd say. The beat was really tight. I mean, it had a good drum kit to it, and the piano melody is simple but efficient. And then White T does layer some pretty complex and unique flows over top this beat. So yeah, no, it was a pretty strong start. And even lyrically, it was very true to the album's name. It was very braggy, and he made himself seem like a very powerful man within his locale, I guess. Basically the Superman of his city, if you will. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the second track of the album, $Bags, $.
Yeah. Bags. Do a lot with that bag. Ayy, I bag the baddest bitches. Touch on my back, I'ma get you. I like stuff on my back, I'ma feel it. If you getting that bad, let's get it. Me and my niggas, we get it. Got off to go for the city. Yeah, we stack it up till we can't fit it. Ayy, keep going till we know when to finish. I had to grind to get it. Focus my mind, I spin it. Create more time for business. Invade my time with bitches. Stay in my mind, my vision. My life in the way I'ma live it. I'm one of a kind, you familiar. My back got my pounds different. Adding is such an addition to all of my pockets and what they got into my profit. While others they tend to fall victim to all of the debt that they got themselves in. I'm winning, enjoying the feeling of. I ride around counting continuous. My bag, they know who I get it for. My kids, they tell me to get it up. See, even when I think I got enough, if I slow down, they tell me hurry up. That bag, just fill it up. Ain't no stopping, no, it's not enough. See, I count for a lot of butts. Big bags, there's a lot of bucks. Only mad from the paper cuts. But I'm cool, cause it's adding up. I make the baddest bitches. Touch on my back, I'ma get you. I like stuff on my back, I'ma fit it. You getting that bad, let's get it. Me and my niggas, we get it. Got off to go for the city. We stack it up till we can't fit it. Keep going till we know when they're finished.
Okay. Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. I mean, it was just a little generic as far as rap concepts go. It was just another like money bragging track, but you know, whatever. That's kind of staple in the rap industry at this point. I don't really mind it so much. I know a bunch of other people are starting to find it somewhat cliche now, but I still don't mind it. I think that's still just, you know, a very big part of the rap industry. Lyricism aside, though, I didn't necessarily like the auto-tune backing vocals to this. They felt kind of harsh. I don't know. It just kind of felt like that over-the-top auto-tune instead of that, like, really subtly, like, it wasn't as nuanced as I would have liked it to be. But see, that's the thing though, is I do understand why they threw in that like really over the top auto tune. It's because, you know, the beat itself sounds very synthy or like chip tuney. Yeah, it sounds like a video game. And I can see you wanting to throw in auto tune or more robotic sounds to kind of capture that. I just don't think it really works that well for this song. Good beat, just, you know, a little weird on the mixing end and the vocal mixing end, I think. I think I'd give that one like a 6 out of 10. Wherever I go, I know I forgot to rank that one. I'd probably give that like another like a point higher than Bags. I'd say like 7 out of 10 for that one. But yeah, anyways, next track, we're going on to track 3, Thinking.
Man, I just get so excited. These niggas might act like they like me. Till you hate, I do the Heisman. I got the thunder and that lightning. I'm making money, steady grinding. You looking bummy, how your time spent? I'm getting mine, how mine spent. I find the money, then go hide it. I watch for niggas cause they try shit. All my celebrations private. I'm elevating, they can stop it. There's no hesitation, I just pop shit. I run with niggas on that mob shit. We going hard for the squad, bitch. Big bags, big dog shit. Big games, no losses. I don't fuck with lanes, we some bosses. I learned the game and I'm told it. I got you niggas getting nauseous. Wait a minute, nigga, pause it. Half these rappers in the closet. Kind of dropping, but they not shit. I really do it cause I profit. I knock it out, it's my job shit. I'ma do it cause you not drop it off in the deposit. Money, money, all I talk, bitch. See, I'ma get it like you lost it. And then again, cause I'm all in. I'm out here. Come find me, nigga. Follow me, nigga. Yeah.
Okay, a pretty decent no hook track. I mean, that was a pretty short one too, at like 2 minutes. I do feel my attention starting to drift away from me, and I do believe it's got something to do with the cadence that White T has chosen for most of these tracks. Now, like I said earlier, his flow is very unique, and it does like bring something new to the table, but it doesn't vary all too much between tracks. It's kind of the same unique flow over and over again for I mean, presumably 9 tracks. It might change. I know we're a little early into the album to actually tell that, but it is starting to lose my attention because it sounds like he's using the same flow for the entire song, especially something like that right there where it's got no hook to like chop it up or anything. And the hooks of the previous ones, I don't know if this is going to be a theme either, but I do vaguely remember it being a theme. The hooks are a tad bit on the repetitive side as well, I'm kind of struggling with whether or not I think that's a bad thing, because I know for a fact they do work in certain places. Like I Make 'em Mad too or whatever. That one's a pretty good one, and the hook in that one is hella repetitive. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't sound like the most coherent thing, or like it wants to like keep your attention. I think these could work as really good songs to like dance to or something like that, because the beats are really phenomenal. White T does have some good beats under his belt. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the 4th track, On the Road.
Yeah. White T shit. Y'all know what the fuck this is, man. Y'all know I'm coming. Hey. I've been on the road with my goals and my reach, yeah. I will never fold and don't go for the beef, yeah. I've been on my own and been gone to my dreams, yeah. Holding down the throne, always known as a king, yeah. Niggas act like hoes, just like pros in the streets, yeah. I just get my dough, get some mode and repeat, yeah. Why you acting slow? I don't know what you mean, yeah. I feel this in my soul, in my growth, in my sleep, yeah. Tell me what you mean, you see me, I do my thing. Living life just like a king. On these fingers ain't no rings, cause I'm still looking for my queen. Got me looking in magazines, got me searching overseas for who I want and who want me. Like, is this the life for me? Different women every week, different cities, different scenes. Smoking, chilling with my team, different cars, ain't they clean? Been in charge since the team, been going hard for my dream, sharp as a shard and it's clean. I do my part as you scheme on my cream, but it's a need and I need everything, so I ain't giving up a thing, cause I work too hard just to give it up for free. I even tell these bitches that this dick come with a fee, yeah. Niggas act like hoes, just like pros in the streets, yeah. I just get my dough, get some mode and repeat, yeah. Why you acting slow? I don't know what you mean, yeah. I feel this in my soul, in my growth, in my sleep, yeah.
Yeah, no, another solid one. I do notice that there's like a lot of pride within this album. A lot of as far as lyricism goes, now mind you, as far as like the lyrics that White T writes, it seems like he does thoroughly believe that he is kind of like a provider in a sense, or like but it's kind of like a provider mixed with an entrepreneur. It's just kind of like that weird abstract rapper fame where you're just making tons of money and you're holding everyone up. Not too horrible. Again, like I said in my past review, it does kind of start to drag with these longer songs. I feel like they go on for quite a bit. And that could just be because the verses are slightly longer, or maybe it could have just like cut out one of the hooks and that would have shaved off 15 to 30 seconds. But a lot of this stuff, and this is why I said I was kind of back and forth with the repetitive lyrics too. A lot of this stuff, like I said, is very reminiscent of like rappers like Soulja Boy and like that ringtone rap era where it was just catchy, like a couple catchy bars that played for about 30 seconds so that you could use that as your ringtone. I don't know if this necessarily holds up in 2021. There might be people out there that still look for this kind of sound, but my guess is not many people are trying to look for that 2003 Soulja Boy type of rap, you know. But I don't think it's horrible. I think it's pretty decent. It's just it gets a little lengthy. It gets a little lengthy at times, especially when it seems like White T tries to put in a bit more context or substance. It kind of backfires in my opinion because it just slows his tracks down. So I don't know, maybe a different format or a different style of writing hooks might help, but who's really to say? And honestly, if he wants to keep making music like that, like this, then who am I to tell him to do different? You know? Hey, Editor Boomy here. The video did end up going over 30 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. And yeah, part 2 will come out next week. Until then, take it easy, guys.